reluctant on joining the army?
The reasons are very obvious.
Which are?
You call them IPOB and terrorist organization, and you have killed them in numbers.
Who killed them?
The Nigerian military.
Killed Southeast youths in numbers?
Southeastern youth, yeah. They are in the Southeast as an army of occupation. And every youth they see in sight is shoot at sight.
In the Southeast?
Yes.
Are the governors aware of this?
Of course, all of them are aware. All of them are.
And what are they doing about it if this story happens to be true?
Especially that of Imo State. In the local government of Hope Uzodinma, you can hardly see any young man there. They have all run away or they were killed. So when you have been doing all this type of underhand dealings with the Southeast, why do you think their youth will be very happy to join the army? Their belief is that you are going to finish them. What you could not do with this, all this, what's that called? Insecurity. You now want to finish them with the military.
But Barrister, there is a belief, or some quarters will say that the reason why there is so much military presence in the Southeast is because of the insecurities happening there by the unknown gunmen.
It was deliberately created. You know, when you want to hang a dog, you give it a bad name. What is the reason for the insecurity in the Southeast?
You said insecurity in Southeast was deliberately created.
It was.
By whom?
At least we have had Asari Dokubo and his group. They are telling us what the agreement they had with the federal government. So what did
Asari say they had?
He said he has a contract to be killing the Igbos.
He said that.
He even mentioned the area where they were operating and all that. That his boys are the ones, the unknown gunmen. So, I mean, by the way, what is the reason for insecurity in the Southeast? What is the problem there?
What is the reason for insecurity?
That is what we should be asking the federal government. Initially, we claimed it was Simon Ekpa. And we all cried that Simon Ekpa should be brought down. And
he has been in custody. So
yes,
let me ask you, as someone who is from that region, of course, you'll be getting information from that region. Has the rate of insecurity by the unknown gunmen reduced since Simon Ekpa has been in custody?
It has reduced, not because of Simon Ekpa per se.
Okay.
It is because the Southeasterners have devised another means of checkmate this, because the outright killing on the streets of the Southeast has reduced. But the Fulani herdsmen are still rampaging in the bushes and farmlands. They are still there. So in
the Southeast region, we saw women protests in Enugu State.
So all those things, who created them? Are they Southeasterners? Is the federal government not aware of this, what these people are doing? Why did they allow them to be carrying guns and be killing people? And when anybody wants to stop them or retaliate, the person is arrested, while the attacker is allowed to go free. So when you see all these things, are you not supposed to know that something is wrong somewhere?
Why do you think the Southeastern youths are so reluctant on joining the army?
All right, we're still on this issue of insecurity in the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. And talking about insecurity, you will agree with me that it is something that the zoo has actually embraced. And the reality about all this is the fact that their government is the one propagating or pushing this whole insecurity thing. So when we're actually talking about insecurity, we should be bringing out the government, because they are the one propagating it. They tried pushing it, into Biafraland more through their herdsmen. Do you remember the time they wanted to bring in IDP camp into Biafraland, then export these Fulanis? These were just pattern. These were gimmick they were trying to use in order to penetrate our land. They've used force and it didn't work. They used their army, and the Biafran Defense Forces were able, to suppress their so-called terrorist army. Yet, we're still experiencing, in some part where they are massacring people. There's one thing this man said. And when I drop the full video, you will hear it. He made it clear to them that a WAR is happening in Biafran land. You know, the biggest problem with our people, especially those that are not around to witness what is happening in Biafran land, is that they have failed to understand that there is WAR happening in Biafran land. Don't worry, you hear it from a man who understands what is happening in Biafran land. Thank God this is not Simon Ekpa Njoku talking. You know, this is not Mazenam Dekano saying it. This is a neutral person saying it and clarifying that there is WAR happening in Biafran land, and people needs to know, and then Biafrans also needs to understand what is happening in their land. Over 50 Christians were killed just recently. Before them, over 100 were also killed. All the videos and evidences are here. And that is why I'm playing the videos, so that you will hear with your own ears. Thank God international communities are even the ones that are bringing up these, issues to the world to know, and to the world to see what, Christians and Biafrans are passing through. That is why it still baffles me that we are still talking about the issue of a man who is trying to defend his land, Simon Ekpa Njoku, being held by the Finnish authorities. Yet they know the activities of this zoo. They know the activities of these terrorists. We are still talking about the issue of Mazenam Dekano, who did everything possible to defend these people. His only crime is that he said, I want my people to be liberated from these so-called caliphates. That is why they are still holding him unjustly after abducting him. Yet the world is not really saying much about it. So which should I speak and which should I mention? Which should I leave? And which should I talk about? We all know this. And if we don't continue to raise our voices, if we don't continue to use our social media, to keep on propagating these and exposing the atrocities of these people, what will continue to happen will continue. At least we're beginning to see changes that, yes, international communities are now coming out to even carry the matter on their head. It is because of the awareness that has been raised on social media. Then when they research, they find out the truth about these things. It's as simple as that. Please make sure you share this video to as many groups and platforms as possible. One thing we'll know we'll be doing here on Let's Talk TV is to share informations as these. Please enjoy this video and make sure you share.
An expert on Christian persecution in Africa joins us now. Dumisani, we talked last week about 60 Christians being killed. So if you're thinking this is the same video, it's not. This is a separate video about another massacre. Dumisani, what is going on?
And Raj, less than 2 weeks ago, 50 were killed in Nigeria, right? So this is a completely separate one from that. What's happening, Raj, is it's connected to a much larger narrative, which has to do with a global Islamic caliphate. Sometimes people hear that term, they go, oh, that's a fairy tale. No, this is real. The Islamist groups, whether they're Boko Haram in Nigeria, right there, right, Al-Shabaab in Kenya and Somalia, Hamas in Gaza, right, the connective tissue is this Islamist vision of basically subjugating everyone who does not bow down to Sharia, who does not bow down to this interpretation of this Islamic faith. This, when I say this interpretation, as Raj, as you know, the number one death toll is actually other Muslims. Other Muslims are actually killed in these regions as well when it comes to the violence that's happening from either Fulani, which just happened here, or Boko Haram in other areas.
So Dumisani, the pushback would be, in Gaza, it's not religiously motivated. It's an occupation. In Nigeria, it's a land dispute. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, it's about rare earth minerals. But you're saying that this is part of a larger narrative, correct?
All of those things can be true at the same time, Raj. In other words, yes, does Hamas want Israel destroyed and they consider it part of their land, if you will? Yeah. But the heart of that is not about land. It's about they're saying we want to kill, not just destroy Israel, but to kill all the Jews in the diaspora, right? They're committed to this global mindset of destroying Jews, Christians, and others who don't subscribe to their beliefs. So unfortunately for us, Raj, particularly in the West, those other issues, as you brought them up, they become the distraction. As you may remember, the article I sent you last week, we didn't get touched on it, is from it was Newsweek, is a young man from Nigeria. He said during the Biden administration, they said the problem was global warming, right? It was because of climate change, right? Climate change was the reason why they were coming and taking land. And all these are the things that they throw out to Westerners, hoping that we get distracted by that. But the real issue, this is a religious war. And for us Christians, we understand this is what our Jewish friends would call Amalek. Amalek, which was the tribe that wanted to destroy Israel from the weakest and the smallest to everyone else. This is what's going on right now, but they want to do this across the globe.
Okay, so Dumisani, obviously you talk to a lot of folks in Nigeria. You've been sending me different contacts to reach out to. But what do you want my friend who's watching this right now to know unequivocally about what is happening in specifically Nigeria?
What they need to understand is that this is a war against Christians, a war against what we would call now religious minorities, because up until just recently, Nigeria was a majority Christian nation. So I want especially the Christians to know, Raj, to be praying for their brothers and sisters there. They are facing horrific circumstances. I'll give you a quick little story. About 2 years ago, was in Washington, D.C. for a meeting with Nigerian leaders as well as others to discuss what was going on. There was a young lady who's over this foundation of a young lady who was kidnapped during the whole Bring Back Our Girls thing. Raj, we were at a dinner table. She began to speak. Just this wonderful person. She just broke out and cried. She said, Nigerians are scared. So what she said, that what's happening is that Nigerians across the state are getting more and more concerned about their safety because they see it getting worse and worse. So Christians really need to be praying for our brothers and sisters there in Nigeria.
Wow. Well, Dumisani, unfortunately, it seems like we'll have to have you back on soon because this is happening at a weekly pace at this point.
Is wiped out today. I mean, the Igbos will be very happy to join the military, but we want the northern leaders.
So Igbos are scared to join the military
not
because
just scared,
they do not want to be at the war front
No, you know
insecurity bedeviling the country.
You know that the Igbo man is never afraid. You know that.
Barrister, you know why I had to mention this now? Because over times we've had cases and scenarios where people from certain regions say that when they get employed to the military, they send them to the very toxic, I would say, war-prone or insecurity-prone areas, which are the northeast and the northwest. Like you are from a certain area, like the south and southeast. They send those people from that region back to the northeast and northwest. People are saying that shouldn't be fair. It looks like it's the same thing with the same case with the NYSC redeployment, where people from south goes to the north are redeployed to the north and people from the north are redeployed to the south. But some quarters are saying that it is only fair, or it will be fair for you to be in your region. Do you share the same thoughts?
Of course. Since everybody is aware of what the north are doing, there will be suspicion. They are not sincere, especially northern leaders. They know that they are the cause of this insecurity, so they are looking for somebody to play the cannon fodder. People they will use as scapegoats to go and die for them for a work they created. Since it is their children and their youth that are the cause of this war, let them sort it out.
Is it war or insecurity? Okay, it's a war on terrorism.
It's war. It's war. In fact, it's more than a war. So since they know the source and the promoters, let them sort it out. You don't ask me to bring my children to go and die for your war. That is the real reason why the Southerners or the Igbos are not keen.
All right, Barrister.
Especially in this period where there is terrorism is very high.
In the northern part
and
of the country.
as a matter of fact, they won't even allow them to do the job. When you are attacking them, you are attacking these terrorists and killing them, you become a target, you become an enemy. We have seen it happen. That that fighter pilot from Yorubaland, that lady, what happened to her? What happened to her that she was just killed like that? Because they say she was killing Boko Haram, in numbers in the war front. a lady fighter pilot. So that will tell you what is going on. They will not tell you, but already people are aware. We know. Everybody knows. Even the people that are already there. I remember when some soldiers from the southwest resigned in large number under Buhari. They left the military in large number because of what they were, doing there. So it will be difficult to, not just the Igbos. I'm sure the southwest too. They are not very keen in joining the military.
All right, Barrister, quickly, let's just dwell a little bit on insecurity before we move to what the president and the U.S. court is saying about our president. A retired Rear Admiral Bitrus Etukum, retired, has criticized a former military governor of Plateau State, of course, has criticized the federal government on the way they are handling the insecurity in the north central region, that is the Plateau State and Benue State. A whole lot of number of people have died over the weeks in that region. And he's saying that the federal government is handling the case with kid's glove, that they have to tighten their seatbelts and do something more than they are doing now. What do you think the federal government could do more in the north central region, especially Plateau and Benue State?
I don't think they will do more than they have done already, because they are complicit in this matter.
The federal government?
Yes. Benue was the first state that created vigilante outfit, during the time of Buhari. They were the first. It was legislated. The state assembly gave them a backing by establishing them under the law of Benue State. But what happened? The first IG of police under Buhari, Idris, he came and disbanded them and collected all their guns
and it was working for the state then. They were able to curb the attacks.
Because of the achievement they made. The people involved, they did not like it. They went to go and disarm them. And immediately these terrorists who claim to be farmers or headers now came and started dealing with the Benue people. So it will be difficult because the federal government have refused over the years to give these people, they talk to them in the language they will understand according to Buhari. So religious and ethnic sentiment is playing out here. As long as they are Fulani terrorists, they are free to carry gun and kill anybody, and nothing will happen. We have seen it over and over again. How come they will go to a particular area and kill everybody in that village? And I'm talking to you now, they are occupying villages in Plateau and Benue. Occupying villages after killing all the villagers, and some of them ran away. They now took over their own household. And the federal government is aware, yet they are not doing anything. Not even to go and ask them, what are you people doing here? So when you see all these things, what other evidence are you looking for? That the federal government is complicit in what is going on? Both under Buhari and under Tinubu. They are all complicit. Meanwhile, they swore to protect lives and property. To make matters worse, these are foreign terrorists in Nigeria. Foreign. They are not from Nigeria. They came from outside here to kill Nigerians and take over their homes. And you are telling me that people should join the army, Abi? If the insecurity in Nigeria is wiped out today, I mean, the Igbos will be very happy to join the military. But
borrowing us money, we have to tell you, this is a condition, you have to borrow us money. This is how long it's going to take for us to pay you. But we don't want to hear no more that without somebody, this United States of Biafra is not going to happen, because many Biafrans are contributing in their own way towards this struggle. Many, many, many. And even if somebody comes to borrow us money and we feel that money is not something we can do, it's okay to reject that. Yes, it is okay. And that's how we'll continue to cut our code according to our size. Yeah, we know the things we need. And that is why every department is going to be handling the things that come to their table. But that band-aid of putting it on my face or on everybody's face that without me, this struggle won't go on. I don't want to hear that no more. Thank you so much. So we need CPAs. If you're a CPA, please reach out to me or to the finance secretary, and then I mean, the more, if we have 2, 3, that'll be fine. That will really help us to really put things in shape. But right now we have some of the accounts we are having we have those records in place. As some of us are aware, we use those accounts for donations and all that. Yeah, we have some of them, but again, some of them we are not really getting what we need, you know. And I understand when people try to help, they struggle and put in money, much money just for one thing, but we also want to make sure that that there are professionals that are handling those. Thank you so much.
Well, I wasn't satisfied, but I'll just leave it that way.
Thank you.
Yeah, greetings to COS Dr. Kozi Orabaze. Greetings, 247. Greetings, Princess Aggie. Fellow citizens of Biafra. I just want to throw a simple question. Which is, COS, which account are which citizens are going to be making the contribution or donation henceforth, if that should be the case?
For the homeland, because I don't have access to that. I've requested for that from those people that are in charge, and they refused. We have a new account which the finance minister is going to send to the homeland. For the diaspora, we intend between now and maybe next fundraising to sort that out. But nothing is going to change on the front end of our website. I think we're going to continue to donate at the www.ipobusa.org. But on the back end, even if we don't do it the next fundraising, hopefully the next fundraising we should be able to, if we don't get, if we're not satisfied with the report, but for now, we are going to, the finance department is going to take care of that. So yeah, once we start fundraising, we just continue to donate the money. The only change that might be made may be at the back end if there is need for that.
So what it is because already what I'm saying this in on my profile I have since February, the Biafra Republic Government .org /donate pegged on my profile since February, and that makes me gives me easy access to do whatever I want to do at my leisure hour. So what it means is that from now that is not valid. Is that what you're telling me?
You said which one is not valid?
The one like in my profile I have Biafra Republic gov /donate. The new one that came out, not the IPOBUS.com, the second one.
I think it's the same. Most of the money on the back end, like I said, goes to the same place. So any change that we're going to make is not going to affect anything anybody does on the front end. Yeah. So people can continue to donate on the front end. The finance department is going to sort that out on what to do on the back end.
Okay, let me read out yours. Let me read it out. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay, let me read it out. Biafra Republic gov.org/donate. So someone like from me, I read it out from my timeline. I pegged it here on my profile, so I can go ahead with the donation through there, or like tell my friends to go ahead to donation through there.
Yes, you can continue the donation through there. Like I said, nothing changes on all the front end. If we have to change, then it's going to be on the back end. Yeah.
Okay, that's all I want to say here for now.
Thank you. Hello, good morning, my Biafra people. Good morning, the Chief of Staff of Biafra government. Please, man, Ugo 247, I greet you, sir. Greet you, princess. Ma, I have a question. Due to your explanation about what is going on, I will thank you for coming up to clear the matters on ground. But I want to ask you, man, is it not okay to leave the people that Obatobe assigned in their position? If you can add some people to them, you can add before Obatobe command, since they were not giving any problem to the movement before, to leave them in their virus position. Is it not okay? That's my question, ma.
All right, thank you so much. Again, I think you only know what you know. As myself, as a person that is steering this ship, I know what I need to move um, this country forward. And if the PM has trusted me to do that, that is exactly what I'm going to do. Thank you.
Good evening. I don't know if my voice is coming up. Thank you, thank you. All protocol observed. I greet our COS and everybody in the house. I just have a one question and a contribution to make also. The question I want to ask our COS: how are you? I want you to assure us here that our men on the ground are not going to have anything lacking. Are you assuring the Biafrans of that?
Again, there's a department.
And I want to make just a contribution, and I will I'll allow you to answer my question. The contribution I want to make also is that will it be possible for you to come up on a Zoom meeting or on a space program with all your cabinet members so that we can see their support to what you are doing, the new cabinet that you just selected? I don't know if such a thing can be possible.
The new cabinet members, we are going to do that as time permits. We are going to do that once we have the time to do that. As you're aware, many cabinet members are very, very busy during this transition period. Again, when it comes to our angels, there's a department that is handling that, and you can reach out to the Defense Minister to answer your question. But I'm in touch with everything that is needed. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Chief of Staff. Thank you very much. Ugo 247, Minister of Information. I thank you, everybody. Biafrans, I greet everybody. By my Chief of Staff, I have just a simple question. My question go this way. You know, what we are fighting for now. We are in security challenge. You know what is going on in Biafraland. And my question now: how are you sure that these new people you are bringing is not going to sabotage our people? This is my question.
Okay, most of the people on the new cabinet, they were on the old brigade cabinet. And as far as the particular department, we have a defense department that takes care of the defense. Thank you so much.
because the sky is your starting point, Her Excellency. Having said that, I want to appeal to everybody who is on brick cabinet to throw behind the COS and encourage her. She's a lady. She needs encouragement. She needs to be supported. You know, what a man can do, a woman can do better, but she needs encouragement. Her Excellency, please, I want to also advise you that the Obatobie can massage so many egos. You know, he's a man. In leadership and in this kind of struggle, you can massage so many egos to move forward. As a woman, you might not be able to do that, or you might not understand the intricacies. I want to implore you to, if possible, throw the same path Obatobie is throwing. Massage as many egos as you can massage, which will not bruise the Biafran struggle, so that all things can be going on well. Having said that, I want to please ask, since you are in direct contact with the Attorney General of our current who is in prison, can you give Biafran update about their president, about their prime minister? We want to hear what is happening, or what is going to be happening. Since they do the review every 2 weeks, today we hear Nigeria, tomorrow we hear from different bloggers that he's a content creator, that. Please, can you be giving us authentic information, updating Biafra on a weekly basis, or even in 2-week basis, as the case may be, on what is happening to our prime minister in the Finland place? That is what I'm begging you, because Biafra wants to know the update. And having said that, I want to thank you once again for what you did in that convention, and I pray that you could tell them to protect and guide you. And I ask those who are bickering with you to please support you, support her. She's a lady. She needs your support, not to start, I know she may not know everything, but please support her, please. I hate them. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think I already gave the update earlier on the PM. Like I said, PM is hell, is hardy. They're just trying to hold him. No charges, no crime, nothing except that he's inciting us. And I get that update. They review his case like every 2 weeks. They say they are still investigating. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. And that is the update. As far as massaging egos, the style that PM uses to massage egos. Yes, you can massage ego to the point where it's not going to be detriment to destroying what you're building. Massaging ego on the right part, massaging ego and letting people do the right thing is very, very important. But when you massage ego, that you are a leader, and when you give order, the people under you don't follow that order. That's a destructive ego massage, and that's why some of the things you see right now is happening. So some people believe they follow Obatobie, they respect Obatobie, but when Obatobie gives order, they don't follow that. So that's not appropriate, that's not right. And it's gonna, when you neglect things like that, it will eventually do more harm to this struggle. And those are some of the things